Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss a way that Spyglass could go all in on having the OG Legacy cast return in Scream 7. And it would arguably be the best way to save the movie and make it as profitable as possible. Now, if this idea is implemented, it would open the door to bring back a lot of fan favorites, including what I consider to be the heart of the franchise, David Arquette as Officer Riley. So, how can this be accomplished, you may be asking? Well, stay right where you are because I am going to dive into that question right now. Let's go!
Hey everyone, this is Christopher Landon, the director of Scream 7, and you're watching Craving Something Scary.
So before I dive in, I want to give a shout out to my good friend and huge supporter of my channel, Sarah Campbell, who first pitched me this idea a few days ago, or first of the week. And when she did, I absolutely fell in love with this idea. So thank you, Sarah. I'm very excited to share this idea now. Here's the theory. Here's the way it could be done. So, and it's something that would not be unprecedented, and we've seen it in other franchises. So it's really two steps, okay? So step one is you officially make Scream 5 and 6 their own separate timeline. You have these two movies that are there, they go together, and they are kind of like an exit off the freeway, if you will. All right, they're there, they exist. They're still in canon, of course, but they are their own films. All right, you can even call them like the Carpenter Chronicles, or the Carpenter Files, or something like that, signifying them as their own unique Scream movies. And then Scream 7 becomes a sequel to Scream 4, guys. Yes, Scream 4. So now we are reconnected back to where Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson left the franchise in Scream 4, and all those characters are still alive. Of course, Kirby, we know, is alive anyway, but we've got David Arquette back. So as sad as it was to see him die in Scream 5, and I know that many of you are very heartbroken about that and still are, as I am. I won't watch his death scene. I actually skip it. And so for all of us who love Dewey, who thought that he was wronged when he was killed, they should have gone a different direction, everyone who has those opinions, this would fix it. David is back. So we could actually have Gail, Dewey, and Sidney back together, front and center, in a new Scream movie. It would be like we're going back to 2011, where we are just going right on with the same cast, obviously later in time, but we are continuing with them as the focus. You could have Kirby there, of course, as well. And if you wanted to, you wouldn't have to, but you could bring back Judy Hicks. Deputy Judy could be back as well. So she's in the mix here as also. So all of that would be in play. And then of course you've got, I've mentioned this before, Stu Macher, which is my guy. Have him back at the end, or maybe even earlier in the movie, depending on what how you write that. But at the end of the day, I love this idea. I think it's a way that you could get a lot of tickets sold, guys, because this would get the legacy fans, and there are tons of legacy fans like myself, like a lot of you watching this video. They go back to the original, saw the original in theaters like I did, and we're in this all the way. You know, Scream is our jam, and you would have a chance to bring all these people back. It would be amazing. The marketing would be insane for an OG movie again with Dewey back and everything. You can market it so great. There's so much potential in this. And again, as I said earlier in the intro, arguably, I believe this is the best way to save Scream 7. You've got to get Nev signed first. Must be Sydney centric. She's got to be. The movie's got to be completely about Sidney Prescott, and then you start filling in around her. You get Mark Kincaid. You get Gail Weathers back. You get Kirby. You get Dewey back, and Judy Hicks if you want. And that's 6 characters. That's 6, by my counts. That's around 6 legacy cast members that you could have in Scream 7. Stu would be, I believe, the 7th. So it's endless ways to do this, guys. And someone even could say, some of you might even say, what about Jill? Right? What about Jill? Did she die in that hospital, or do we go on to find out that she didn't? It's certainly in the realm of possibility. But the only way this is possible is if they come together, the writers, the producers, Christopher Landon as the director and writer, if they all come together and make the decision that this is the way they're going to go. They're boxing off 5 and 6 as their own films, and we're going to do a continuation from 4. That's the decision that has to be made right now for this to work. If that decision is not made, then you still can bring back Sydney. You can bring back Mark, Kirby, Gail. Those are all in play. And of course, Stu's always in play. So, you just wouldn't have Dewey back, and Judy Hicks would be the 2 big ones. But I love the theory. I think it's a really cool idea. Me personally, and I've never been a huge fan of retconning stuff. I never have been. Scream's never done that. But listen, this is a horror franchise. This is a horror movie. This is the 7th film in the in the franchise. And look, we saw it in Halloween. I think the best example I can give is Halloween. Look what they did with Rob Zombie, right? Rob Zombie had his remake, and then he had Halloween 2. And most people that I know view those as their own 2 movies. They're their own thing. This would be no different. This is no different. It would just be 5 and 6 great movies together, back to back. They chronicle the Carpenter sisters, and that was it. It was like an experiment, not experiment, but it was like just a different approach. But now we're back to Sydney-centric Scream. And I think we go back and we bring back Dewey. We go back as a direct sequel to 4. That's what I'm thinking, guys. I think it would be amazing if they did it. Do I think they'll do this? I think it's a long shot. I'm not going to say that I think they won't, because I think it's on the table. It should be on the table to at least discuss. But I also realize it's probably not the most likely scenario. And that's okay. Doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, the odds-on favorite for me to love it or for you to like it. So anyway, guys, that's the theory I wanted to share with you. I've been excited. It's been so insane that I haven't had a chance to make this video, and I'd intended to make this a few days ago. But Anyway, I finally got the time to do this for you guys now. And I want to know, what do you think about the theory of putting 5 and 6 off to the side and making this a direct sequel to Wes Craven's Scream 4, and you bring back Dewey, possibly Judy, and you've got this incredible OG legacy cast, Scream 7. I want to know what you think. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What would you do? What would you do? What are your thoughts, ideas? What theories do you have about this scenario? And, how they're going to change the story for Scream 7. I would love to know what you're thinking, but I can't read your mind. So I need you to leave a comment right now in the comment section below so we can discuss it together. Well, guys, that is all for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.